Well, if it's going to be, it's up to me to fulfill my dreams and possibilities with dedication and motivation to inspire thousands from all nations. When times are tough and breaks you down, just smile with toughness and rebuild from the ground. During tough times, adversity is a lot. Just remember, time flies, but you are the pilot. Ow! What's up, folks? How's everybody doing? I want you guys to hold on for a second. I'll be right back. All right, folks, my drink, sure I'm centered here. Make sure you guys can see me well. My drink for the day, I got my glass back. I got my glass back, folks. My drink today is pineapple juice. See, y'all thought it was orange juice, didn't you? I love pineapple juice, folks. I mix it sometimes with cranberry juice sometimes, but I love pineapple juice. Want to give you guys a shout out. Thank you all for coming in this evening. I want to thank those who's watching on Twitch right now. I see some folks on Twitch. Thank you for those who are on YouTube. What's up, YouTubers? Thank you for stopping through. I want to thank those who's watching on LinkedIn right now. And those who might be watching, I think, from one of my Facebook groups called Tampa Bay Friends and Events. Thank you guys for stopping through. And of course, the rest of you who's watching right now on YouTube. Listen, let me make sure I'm centered first. Is that it? Is it that way? It is. I'm centered. I am centered. Before we get started, folks, I just want to ask you to do me a quick favor and please like, share, and subscribe to the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. You guys see that up there. I really appreciate you guys. Let me get that off the screen here so you guys can see that I do have my hanky today. I did not forget it. Like last week, I had to put you guys on hold one, get my hanky, put my hanky in my suit. A lot of you who knows me, when it comes to my suits, I got to make sure I got my hanky in. And I tell fellas, please do not wear a suit without a handkerchief. You see a lot of guys on TV, they forget about the hanky. Even politicians, they forget about the hanky. Got to put that hanky in, folks. It makes a significant difference for a gentleman. All right. It's a lot that comes with it. Don't want to go into it right now because this podcast is about something different. But I want to thank you guys for stopping through. Can't stress that enough. I want to get involved, get into a topic this evening. Just do a little research. I didn't do our live last night because some of the research that I've been doing was a little intense, and it caused me to put a little bit more time in it. I still have a lot of time to put in this research that I've been doing, listening to different takes on it, the yays and the nays, what it calls for, and come up with my own conclusion based on facts. Okay. I'm a guy of facts. I believe in facts. I believe in due process. I believe in all of that stuff because it's fair. You guys understand what I'm saying? It's fair all across the board. So a lot of you know I'm a technology guy. I'm involved in cybersecurity. I just finished cybersecurity school this February. I'm in class again to get another certification, in cybersecurity. I'm just trying to spoof up my money supply. That's all I'm trying to do, folks. You guys understand what I'm saying? I'm still in the game. I am 50 and still in the game. You guys understand what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out real quick to the queen herself, Miss Quintina Lee. Thank you, Miss Quintina Lee. I call her Tink, so I get a little tongue twisted because I almost say Tink, but I want to say Quintina Lee. She knows that. She laughs at it. But thank you guys for stopping through. I want to talk to you guys about something today. Are we ready for this conversation? I want to talk about will electric cars really save the planet? Will it really save the planet? You guys understand that as soon as the Biden administration took office last year, one of the first things they've done is cut out the Keystone pipeline, Keystone XL pipeline down, down in Texas, stopping all of the oil refineries to function down in Texas. Took out like 48,000 jobs down there. The economy went into haywire. Now we have to rely on oil to come from overseas due to that, raising up the gas prices. Tractor trailers have to charge more because gas prices go up on them as well. So they have to charge more to deliver goods. The goods have to go up as well. Everything have to go up, but your paycheck is not. So, but this podcast isn't about that. I just want to give you a brief history as to how we got here. High gas prices. Then don't forget about the COVID relief funds that they were giving people to stay home but not go to work. Remember that? People was not going to work because they were giving them more money to sit at home with these little stimulus money. All that was printed money. Anytime you print money in an economy, anytime you print money, you don't have the revenues to offset the money you're printing, you cause for inflation. How did that happen? Why did it happen? Go back to like 1971 or somewhere like that. President Nixon took the American dollar off the gold standard without the permission or agreement of Congress. And what happened there, when that happened, the United States money was no longer money, it became currency. What does currency mean? Currency comes from the same root as the word current. What is a current? Current flows in and out, just like the current in the sea flows in and it flows back out. So trying to save currency does not work. It's not a good thing. It's losing value the more they print, it loses value and so forth, right? So with that being said, I don't want to go deeply into that. That's another sermon for another Sunday. Just want to, again, just brief touch on that to let you guys know pretty much how we got here today with high gas prices and everything like that. So the reason of them trying to cut out fossil fuel is because they have this thing called New Green Deal. They're saying they're saving the planet with the New Green Deal. But we're going to go into some details in that regard. We're going to call it out. With that being said, I want to take you guys on something. First of all, let's talk about electric cars. The average electric car is roughly around $50,000 to $57,000. Even before we hit recession, most salaries was not even qualified. Most salaries was not even qualified to finance a $57,000 car. You got to be making six figures to finance a car like that. You guys understand what I'm saying? Or close to six figures. But I would just say six figures to comfortably finance a car like that. And having that been said, if you are making the six figures, $116,000 a year, and you got insurance, you got a house, you're not going to get your little Matchbox house with a six-figure salary. You're going to get something that's going to be nice. It's going to be a little bit pricey because you're not going to live in a dangerous neighborhood. So you're going to live in a desirable neighborhood. So you're going to pay for that, right? You're going to pay for the amenities that come with the neighborhood as well. So you're making six figures on, you're paying, whether you're paying rent or mortgage, the price is going to be in an area where you want to have to pay a little pricey, little price to be in a good position, to be in a good neighborhood and a safe neighborhood. And then you got a $50,000 car. Think about that. Well, the average Tesla, I think, is like 57,000. They sold like 1.3 or 1.9 million Teslas. And Tesla is already close to $1 trillion in net worth with just only 1-point-something million cars they sold. With that being said, you're talking about everything that's going to come with this electric car. That's because what I'm doing is starting with you as an owner of electric car before we get to the big stuff. Okay. You have charging stations. You get an electric car, you have charging stations. I know plenty of people who own electric cars, and they tell me that half the charging stations don't even work. They're damaged. They have to come out and keep fixing them. And as long as they keep fixing them, they're going to have to raise the prices on you for you to charge your car. And then you have to charge a car. You have to sit there for a good while. It's not like you put in gas in like 45 seconds, you out of there. You got to sit there for a while. And who knows where those charging stations are sitting at? You're sitting there for a good amount of time. Who knows how safe you are, right? And then I'm hearing that a lot of them don't work. And then if the ones that do work, you got to look on a map to find out where they are. How far can you go away from home before you're able to use a charging station? You got to search for one on the road. You driving 4, 6, 8 hours. You got to search for charging stations all around. And sometimes you might have to go way out of your way to get to a charging station just to get back all the way back on the road again. Yes, of course, they're probably going to increase the charging stations as more people were to buy electric cars. But you got to consider the things that come with that as a private electric car owner. Okay. Now, let's talk about what you do when you get home. Most people are going to charge their cars when they get home. If your car still have a good charge to it, most people is automatically still going to charge up the car. Why? Because they want a full charge in the next morning before they use their car again. With that being said, think about the average electric bill you're paying currently right now. That electric bill is going to double charging a full vehicle in your house, from your house. It's going to double. If your electric bill is averaging, let's say $119, you expect that to go to $218. So, it's gonna double. It's gonna double. Now you got either a mortgage or rent. Then you got your insurance. And then you got your car note that you're financing, a $57,000 to $60,000, probably on a low to middle end vehicle that you're paying for. And now your electric bill just doubled because you got a vehicle charger in your garage. And that's just the little guy. I haven't even talked about the big stuff yet. So just something for you to consider, when you start thinking about electric cars. Now, I was a fan of electric cars for business purposes because I have a project that some of you already know that's going to be international with some royal families overseas. And they started asking for these electric cars. But then I started to show them what I'm going to talk to you guys about, because they do value. I mean, for people who are multi-trillionaires to listen to little old me, they're starting to shift. I won't say shift. They're starting to scale back a little bit and do a little bit more research into the idea of having these electric cars in our project. And I'm going to show you why they started to scale back a little bit. Now, mind you, these royal families own now these refineries all through Texas. When that production went down, when Biden cut out the production of the refineries down there, these royal families came right on in and bought up all the refineries down in Texas. And you guys, it's going to make sense to you as to why they did that as we go on. Now, I just talked about electric cars, but you will face as an individual, as a family. You may save a little bit on gas, but you're doubling in your electric bill at home to charge your car at home. Let's talk about what is needed to produce these cars. This is the good stuff. Now we get to the big part of this conversation, folks. What is needed to produce these vehicles? Two products: lithium and cobalt, to produce these vehicles. Now we're going to go into I hope you guys are ready, because I'm getting ready to show you something that's going to be that's gonna flip your wig. Are you guys ready for that? I'm getting ready to share my screen. Pineapple juice. So lithium, let's start with lithium before we go into cobalt. Lithium, what's needed for lithium, folks, is how do you get lithium? We're not talking about just Duracells or what is that? I'm not talking about Duracell or Energizer. We're talking about lithium, full battery of a car. All right, this battery, let's just say this. I got some notes here. I'm gonna read some of my notes right here, folks. Around 60 tons of lithium is needed to producing these vehicles. 60 tons. What is 60 tons? How do they get 60 tons of lithium? In order for them to get 60 tons of lithium, they need 10 to 30 million tons of earth. And let me repeat that. In order for them to get 60 tons of lithium, they need 10 to 30 million tons of earth. You guys get that? 10 to 30 million tons of earth in order for them to get just 60 tons of lithium. You're talking about 70 plus tractor trailers per day that runs on fossil fuel. Remember, this electric car is supposed to be the answer to fossil fuel, but you got 70 plus tractor trailers running on fossil fuel that have to deliver these 60 tons of lithium. And that's 70 plus tractor trailers per day, not per week, not per month, but per day. Every single day, 70 plus tractor trailers running on fossil fuel is delivering 60 tons of lithium. In order to get 60 tons of lithium, they have to dig up 10 to 20 million tons of earth. Let me show you guys what that looked like. You guys ready for this? $60 tons of lithium. I want you guys to pay attention here. You guys want me to make it bigger? I can make it bigger. I can take my face off of here so you guys can see the whole thing. Y'all ready? Here we go. Folks, we're talking about 10 to 30 million tons of the planet. Now, imagine, and this is just one hole, imagine what has to happen for them to continue the production of electric vehicles, because lithium is needed. This is how they get lithium. 10 to 30 million tons of earth. And as a matter of fact, this is just one hole. There are I've seen at least 3 different holes, and I saw one hole actually bigger than this one. I want you guys to stare at this for a second. And the good thing about this video is that you can always come back to this video and watch it again. Look at that hole, folks. I mean, this is where we are, folks. This is where we're headed. You're talking about the digging, because these cars, to produce these electric vehicles, you need lithium or cobalt. And this is just lithium. You're talking about 10 to 30 million tons of earth, folks. Okay? I ain't done, because we haven't even started to talk about cobalt yet. And I'm going to show you the ties of the Democratic Party and China. The Democratic Party and China. That's going to come as I talk about cobalt. So you guys better put your seatbelts on, strap yourselves in, and get ready for what I'm about to slam on your head. Okay? So listen, I'm going to stop sharing that because I wanted you guys to see what that looked like. Okay? Now let's talk about cobalt. Cobalt is the other thing that they need to produce these electric vehicles, right? Let's talk about that. You guys ready for it? Let's talk about cobalt mines. I'm gonna talk about cobalt mines before I show you the screen. I'm gonna talk about cobalt mines. First of all, here's what we gotta understand. Cobalt mines is being dug up. There are mines over in Congo, in Africa, the DRC, the Congo in Africa. There's a particular country that purchased these lands over there probably close to 2 decades ago, probably like 2002. They purchased this land over in Congo and produced mines over there for cobalt. Cobalt wasn't even a thing back then, but they knew it was. They were smart about it. They made investments. They bought land over there. But let me tell you something. That land was purchased by China over in Congo. And with that being said, folks, you're talking about China owns 15 out of 19 cobalt mines in Congo. China owns 15 out of 19 mines in Congo. You guys understand? Let me say that one more time. China owns 15 out of 19 mines in Congo. They own the land. Not only did they own the land, but I got some heavier stuff to lay on you as I show you this. Okay, so you guys get ready. 15 out of 19 mines owned by China in the country of Congo, where they are digging up cobalt for these electric vehicles. So who do you think is profiting big off these electric vehicles? Remember, folks, our country, people who are running office now, is handing stuff over to China on a platter. And I'm going to explain to you how this is going to affect us in a minute. I'm going to share this screen. Do you guys know about the human rights organizations? Did you guys know about the human rights organization? This is a minor. This is a child over in Congo right here, folks. This is a minor. Check this out. U.S.-China trade war hits Africa cobalt and copper mines with 4.4 thousand jobs expected to vanish. Expected to vanish. Check this out. This was in 2019. This is in 2019. I just wanted you to see, but the reason of me pulling this up is because I want you to see what this child and many other children. We're talking about. I got my notes here. Tens of thousands of children pressured into grueling and dangerous mine work. Sounds like a slave trade to me. Sounds like slave labor to me. That's what that sounds like. Everybody, you can have your own opinion, but I'm just telling you that's what that sounds like to me. Sounds like slave work to me. Pressured, children. He didn't say adults. It says tens of thousands of children pressured into grueling and dangerous mine work to produce cobalt for electric cars around the world. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Let me stop sharing that and get back to my screen. So folks, this is why we have to always cut the damn TVs off. We have to start reading. We have to start knowing what the hell is going on around us. I don't care anything that I hear on TV, on the mainstream media. I always research the opposite because I know it's some bullshit that they're telling me. I'm always researching the opposite. And this is something we don't do as Black people, especially. This is why we're so gullible. This is why they can trick us into doing whatever they want to do with us. Because we don't research nothing. We don't read. Whatever they tell us, we just bow down and go with it. And then you got other Black folks trying to run for the same office to be involved with the same bullshit. Folks, we need to stop. We really do. We need to stop, folks. I ain't even done yet. I ain't done yet. Now, I just want you guys to see what's going on with the lithium and the cobalt. Look at these holes that's going to be put around the world. These holes are going to look like craters bigger than a nuclear bomb. We're talking about craters damn near big as a nuclear bomb. These craters look like they're about the size of the craters on the damn moon. As a matter of fact, they look like they're deeper than the crater that you see on the moon, according to the pictures of the moon. Keep this up, we're going to lose a lot of children in Congo. The Human Rights Organization, I got my notes, Human Rights Organization is already speaking up against that. You're already fighting against that because they're putting children in dangerous situations. And who's to tell, you know, some kids might have already been hurt or killed in this situation. And these are owned by China. Did you see them putting their Chinese kids over there? You saw an African child over there. You didn't see a Chinese child, did you? Wake the fuck up. Now, let's talk about something. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm a little bit upset about this. I'm getting ready to show you another screen. This is something that you need to know from ExxonMobil. Because see, what this does, so people thinking this is gonna hurt the oil industry, it doesn't. To be honest with you, the oil industry is going to increase. And I'm going to show you why the oil industry is going to increase. The only thing is going to hurt is the local gas station owners. Little gas station owners, the Wawas, the racetracks, the little gas station owners, the little guys, it's going to hurt them. It's going to hurt you, folks. Gas prices at this time will probably be so high, they're going to try to force you to get an electric car that you can't afford. Gas prices are probably going to be close to $12 to $15 a gallon at the rate that they're trying to produce these electric cars. And you're going to be paying almost close to that in other aspects of your life trying to own one, whether you're leasing it or buying it. Your electric bill is going to be high. And just imagine if you live in a house where your house doesn't have proper weatherization to it, you're probably going to pay close to $500, $600 a month in electricity. So let me show you another. This is going to be my last screen share. Doing pretty good. This is going to be a short video tonight. I really want you guys to see this stuff, man. Something that you really need to think about. Let me show you why ExxonMobil, the VP of ExxonMobil, just explained why this is not going to hurt them. Okay, they explain why it's not going to hurt them. I'm getting ready to show you that it's coming up as we speak. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You guys see this right here? Exxon not threatened by electric cars. Says trucks are where the real action is. Come on, folks. You guys see this? Exxon not threatened by electric cars. Says trucks are where the real action is. Check this out, folks. Why is that? Why is that so? Before I start scrolling down, the reason why, folks, is because of the the crude oil demands of industry and petrochemicals. Those demands are going to increase. Industry and petrochemicals are going to increase, folks. I'm going to show you what they're saying here in this article. Come on, folks, get these likes up. Don't just be staring at it. Come on, I'm not entertaining you. I'm showing you some shit here. Come on, get these likes up, people. Let's get these likes up. Come on, I'm almost done anyway. This is going to be a shorter video than normal. Check this out. ExxonMobil Corp says the existing treat to oil production from electric cars is overblown. I'm not going to read the whole article. You guys can always go back to this, right? But here's what I want to share with you is down here on the bottom. Down here on the bottom, folks. Watch this. Check this out. Where is it at? All right, I think we got it. Wait a minute. Is it up here? Here we go. All right, check this out. By 2040, the fleet is about 6% EV, Woodbury said, referring to a company forecast on the growth of electric cars. Even if you boosted that number to about 50%, it would only remove about 500,000 barrels a day in demand, he said. Not substantial when you think about overall oil demands of over 100 million barrels per day at that point. Should gasoline demand dry up someday? That's okay with Exxon too. The company would rather upgrade those molecules into a higher profits fuels such as diesel anyway. Folks, they just telling you. Where was it? It was another part here I wanted you guys to see right quick. Despite concern that electrification will render obsolete the gas-fueled internal combustion engine, the world's biggest crude explorer says the 158-year oil industry won't go gentle into that. Good night. Here we go. They say it won't grow fast enough to displace much in the way oil demand, according to Exxon Vice President Jeff Woodbury. Plus heavy-duty trucks and petrochemicals. Didn't I just say that? Trucks and petrochemicals are where the real action is anyway, he said during a conference call with analysts on October the 27th. So, folks, what does this mean? What does this actually mean, folks? I'm going to tell you what this actually means. This actually means that all this stuff about new Green Deal, electric car promotion to help the environment is all hogwash. It's all hogwash. ExxonMobil said their production is expected to increase anyway. The trucks that they have to bring to tote or carry lithium is running on fossil fuels. ExxonMobil just told you that's where the real action is anyway. The real action is not even at your local gas stations. So what kind of damage is the local gas stations doing to the economy if that's not where the real action is? What does this say, folks? This tells me what I've always been saying all along, what I've been telling you guys prior to this video. It's called marketing manipulation. What is marketing manipulation? That's when your local or your federal government officials is manipulating the market. They're putting their investments in these electric vehicles because it's too late to invest in fossil fuel productions. That's 100 and some years ago. Remember, I told you guys the best investments you make is the kind of investment you make where nobody knows about it. And then you bring it to the masses. That's when you make your profit. That's when you make your money. You buy low and sell high. Remember, I told you guys that I'm not a marketing or not market, but I'm not a stock market or any commodity expert, but that's common sense. You buy low and sell high. That's why in real estate, this is a seller's market today, not a buyer's market. You want to buy a house? Wait about another 18, 20 months from now. The real estate probably will burst by then. When it's a bubble, when it bursts, everything bursts, folks. Everything just don't keep going up. Things burst, folks, when you talk about investment. It'll become a time again where you can't make the investments again in something. Just like what Bitcoin did. Cryptos and all that, they all burst, folks. That's why you have to understand what investments are like. Understand the lingo that is being spoken in investments. Do your research on investments. So what I just shared with you, the environment is not going to be much safe anyway with the electric cars, because that's on the low end. You just heard I just showed you Exxon Mobil just say to you the real action is in trucks and petrochemicals. Those are the high demands for the crude oil. Not the little guys at the gas station. That's nothing. They're willing to they're not even fighting for that. They're not even advocating to try to keep gas producing at the gas stations. They're not even fighting back at the electric car. They're like, you guys remember when Uber started getting hot and the cab company started fighting against them, saying it's not fair, you can't do this, you're taking away our. Exxon is not even taking that position. Exxon is like, go ahead. Do as many electric cars as you want. It ain't going to hurt us. Actually, it's going to increase our production. Because then they're going to switch over to the diesel production and increase that. Because that's it. They just said that's where all the action is. That all of the action is not at the gas pump, at the gas stations, folks. Everything that they're using to transport lithium and cobalt, to be exact, and cobalt, are trucks that runs on fossil fuel. So what fucking environment, but they talk about they saving because they got electric cars. That had nothing to do with the environment, people. They tell you this shit so that you can buy in to their investment in these electric car companies. Pay attention, man. Pay attention. You get companies like China, they buying up land that is needed. Just like Morocco owns 70% of phosphate in the world today. That's supposed to last us another 200 years before this earth is no longer has phosphate. Morocco is basically the richest, the most powerful country in the world because they own 70% of the phosphate in the world. China is getting stronger and stronger and stronger, buying up land in Congo, Africa, and owns 15 out of 19 cobalt mines. And they got cheap laborers at those mines with children of Congo. Biden administration is promoting heavily on electric vehicles. You're talking about over $60 billion worth of batteries made for these vehicles that China is making off of that. Who's handing them a silver platter on the spoon? Platter on the spoon. These folks that you guys keep voting for, they're thinking that they got your best interests at heart. telling you they're giving you a clean energy, a clean environment. No, they're giving themselves clean money to the bank and trick you into thinking that you can save the environment because you buy an electric car. And their ass is getting richer and richer. And they're going to have generational, that's what generational wealth is, when you can generate not money, but resources generations after you. Resources, folks. Resources are being generated, not the money. Resources are what brings the money. Money, you run out of money, but you don't run out of resources. You let your resources build you. Just like phosphate is in Morocco. Phosphate, or you got your cobalt, you got your lithium. Anything that you see that's going to be a production for the future, look up what's going to make those things happen. And look up who the people who are putting their money behind that stuff. Pennies, very, very cheap, probably penny to the dollar. How the hell did China go over to Congo and buy land in Congo and start producing cobalt? How the hell did China know that they're going to start making products that's going to be needing cobalt? And went into the motherland to do it. And use the children of that land for slaves to help them produce that product. You got to understand what's going on around the world, people. CNN, CBS, NBC, ABC, Washington Post, Washington Times. Folks, you need to fire all them motherfuckers. They ain't gonna tell you jack shit. They didn't tell you what I just told you. And it's not that they don't know it. They know it. They just won't allow you to. All are heavily Democratic ran mainstream media. I call them the mainstream media. This is why this shit don't shake me. Because I'm doing what I need to do. I'm doing what I need. I'm only taking a very few people with me. I'm just not taking anybody with me just because I love them. I'm taking people with me that's doing something about their life. That I know that's reading, that's doing their research. I can tell when they're doing the research. I can tell when you're reading because of the shit that you posted on your social media is some of this ignorant shit I've ever seen. I know you ain't reading. I know you're not stimulating your mind. I know you're not doing any brain exercises. I can tell when people, I can tell a person's net worth within a few $100s. And the stuff that they say, most of it I already know where they got it from. Man, I research everything. Not just to come and tell you about it, but to better position myself. How many of you have seen apocalypse movies, like zombie movies and shit like that? You have people who try to tell people what's going on. And then when they hit the fan, those people try to seek shelter and they're like, no, you can't come in. We done told you. We done told you. I only got room for people who get it. People who get it. Why is that? Because that's what makes your group strong. Pineapple juice. Tink, where you at? You still with me, Tink? You still in here? Where you at? Now that y'all know I call it Tink, I can call it Tink now. I don't have to get tongue twisted. So check this out, folks. I want you guys to do me a real big favor. I got 3 favors I want to ask you guys. Well, I'm going to ask for 4 favors. The first one Turn off the damn TVs, please. Turn off the damn TVs. It's the reason why they got a lot of on cable, for instance. It's the reason why they got a lot of documentaries and inspirational and educational documentaries that comes on like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It's the reason why they have them shows that late in the morning. You know why? Because they know most of y'all are in bed. They don't put shit on TV that they want you to know about, unless it's 3 in the morning. I don't watch them because I don't even watch TV much anyway. If I'm gonna watch TV, I already got something specifically I want to watch. I don't just be on TV just scrolling and looking around, just scamming through the shit. And I damn sure don't watch the EBT Awards or any other little one. I can tell people watching that shit all day. They posting it on social media. Oh, look at such and such coming out. Look how they came out. See, they worrying about how they doing with their wealth. And they ain't got shit to do for themselves. They ain't producing nothing for themselves. You got people around the world, or you got people around you that's making shit happen. The people you keep voting for. Black folk, you think because you're black, you automatically just supposed to just vote Democrat. You don't know nothing about the policies. You only vote for who's popular. Had nothing to do with policy at all. You're not looking up policies whatsoever. And this is the result of it. This is the result of it. These folks putting in work, generational wealth, while you're giving up or gaining generational poverty. Generational wealth or generational poverty. Y'all giving up generational poverty because you are gullible to the stuff that they handing you, the bullshit that they keep giving you. See, the opposite of success, opposite of courage, is not cowardice. The opposite of courage is conformity. You're conformed to the BS that they keep handing to you. Vote for me. We're gonna make the environment clean. And I just shared with you, the environment had nothing to do with what they're doing. Nothing. So I'm getting ready to head up out of here, folks. I can keep going on this. I'm not going to keep talking about it. I'm done. So the next favor I want to ask you to do, look on the bottom of your screen here. Oh, share the video. Do that for me. Like, share, and subscribe. Please do that. If it's not for you, if this video was not for you, that's okay. It ain't for everybody. I'm not looking for everybody. I'm only looking for those who get it. So if it wasn't for you, that's fine. Share it anyway, because you know somebody who might be thinking about an electric vehicle or something that they may want to look into. So share it anyway. It might help them. How many of you have had some candy or something that you don't eat, but you gave it to someone that you know would like it? So share the video. Don't make it about yourself. It's not about you. Share it anyway. Next, I want you guys to take a look at the bottom of the screen here. You'll see that you can see my social media names down there for Twitter and all that stuff, IG and YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Do me a favor. On there, and LinkedIn as well, you see my Cash App there, $ J Hunter Lee. What am I asking you for? A small donation towards the podcast. Not to me, the podcast. Why is that? Because one day I might need a new camera, new lighting, new laptop, whatever. You see, I might need this stuff. So you see my backdrop here now? Look, your donation to help contribute to that. You don't see this window behind me anymore. You see the backdrop now. I got my little branding stuff out there. $80 of it, of your donation have helped that. I paid over $200 for it. 80 of it came from you guys, donations. So that's all it does. Donate to the podcast. It's not for me. I'm okay with your money. I don't need your money. Okay. Thank you very much, Quintina. I appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And you're very welcome. So that's all I ask for that. $20 or less. I'm not asking for 30, 40, $50, $100. I'm not asking for all that. If you give me that much money, I will reject it because I didn't ask for that. I'm a fair and transparent guy. So don't send me that much money. I didn't ask for it. Okay. Just $20 or less. It could be $5. It could be $2. If you want $2 donation, that's fine. Do what you got to do. All right. I'm okay with that. I don't care. All right. So last but not least, I want you to do me one last huge favor. And that is to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you, and it ain't nothing you can do about it. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.